This is a word that comes up in neurology a lot. It's called mechanoreception. Mechanoreception. M-E-C-H-A-N-O reception. Mechanoreceptors are the nerves that go through all of the joints, all of the muscles, the tendons, the muscle spindles throughout your entire body, the joints, the ligaments, the tendons, they're throughout all of your body. They're all right around the spine as well. So these mechanoreceptors tell your brain where your body is in space. Now I'm going to spend some time on this, because if you understand the importance of mechanoreception for proper brain function, then you're going to understand the importance of movement. You're going to understand the importance of proper alignment, proper motion from your body, especially from your spine. So let's go through this. Mechanoreception, I'm going to tell you this. When I'm moving my hand here, I'm moving the tendons, I'm moving the muscles, I'm moving the ligaments and the joints. All of the nerves that go to my hand get stimulated. Those mechanoreceptors get stimulated. It sends information up the nerve, up to my spinal cord and up to my brain. Now my brain knows where my hand is in space. Because anytime you look at mechanoreception, if you just look at mechanical energy, if you look in the physical sciences, mechanical energy is describing energy that has to do with position and motion. So with my hand being here, I know my brain knows where the position of my hand is. My brain always knows where the position of it is. In fact, I could have it behind me. I could reach behind my back with my other hand. I could grab my hand with my other hand. And that's only because, not because I can see my hands behind my back, not because I smell it or I hear my hands behind my back. It's because that mechanoreception's telling me where my hand is behind my back, and my other hand can reach around and grab it. So that way your body, your brain constantly knows where your body is in space. So movement is essential for your brain to be able to control and coordinate movement, control function in your body. Now I want to go through this next section here. Think of your spine as a neurospinal organ. Movement of it drives energy to the brain. Remember how I just talked about mechanoreception? This first quote here is out of Kendall and Schwartz, which is from the book Principles of Neuroscience, the 4th edition in the year 2000. In this book they said approximately 80% of baseline activity of the central nervous system is due to mechanoreceptor input. 80% of baseline activity of the central nervous system. Again, your central nervous system is your brain and your spinal cord. And they're saying that 80% of function, baseline function of your brain and spinal cord is due to mechanoreception. Meaning, all of this stimulation from movement from your body, from position of your body, as gravity compresses down on us, our brain needs to know where our body is in space so it can control and coordinate so you can move throughout this whole environment. It's absolutely essential. And 80%, when you think of 80% of brain function, you look at things like cognition or thinking. You look at things like emotion. You look at things like visceral function. There's area in your brainstem that controls the function of all of your organs. So when you look at that, you look at also balance and coordination is controlled in your brain. If you look at all of those things, 80% of that function is due to mechanoreceptor input. Let me give you a good example about this. Think of a day that you sat at home, and you sat at home all day long, sitting on the couch, you're watching TV the entire day. At the end of that day, do you have more energy or do you have less? I think all of us would agree we all have less energy at the end of that day. Think about the end of that day too. Is your mind clear and sharp and focused? Or you feel kind of like you have a brain fog and a haze and you can't think clearly? I think every single one of us would admit that when we're sitting doing nothing the entire day, sitting there watching TV, we develop this massive brain fog. Now compare that day to a day where you go for a walk or where you have yoga class, where you do some type of exercise. Let me go back. You have some type of movement, some type of easy, gentle exercise. When you get through with that walk, most people notice that they have less stress, that their mind can think clearer, they're happier emotionally. They also feel like, there's research to show that it can help with your bowels, their bowels move better. All of the organs, the physiology in your body functions better. Your balance and coordination improves. All of those things happen after we move. So in neuroscience, there's something called movement cognition. So movement, think of mechanoreceptors. Movement from your body stimulates your brain, helps your brain think clear. So movement cognition, movement affect or emotion. When we go for a walk, we feel happier. Movement stress reduction. It literally, there's an area in your brain called the amygdala, which is your stress and anxiety center. When we move, we calm that area down. So movement calms down the amygdala, your stress and anxiety center. There's also movement visceral function, which is control of all your organs. And there's movement balance and coordination. And there's a couple more. There's movement learning. We can learn better, we can think clearer. And movement pleasure pathways. We feel happy, we feel more pleasure. All of those things happen because of mechanoreceptors located throughout your entire body. As you move it, you drive brain function. This right here, Kendall and Short's Principles of Neuroscience, approximately 80% of baseline activity of your central nervous system is due to mechanoreceptor input. Here's another one here from Carpenter, the cortex of neuroanatomy. They said, afferent fiber input, I'm going to read it and then I'll explain it. Afferent fiber input into the cerebellum exceeds efferent fibers by a ratio of 40:1, which demonstrates the degree to which afferent input is needed by the central nervous system. What that means is, when you look at afferent input, that is all the stimulation from your body going toward your brain, going up toward your brain. And then efferent, your brain receives that information. Efferent information is your brain now knows how to control and coordinate the function of the body. So it sends information, efferent information, away from the brain down into the body to control the rest of your body. So there's a 40:1 ratio showing 40% or 40 times more information going to your brain, 1 coming out. So much less information coming out into your body. That tells us how much our brain needs that constant stimulation, driving brain function, sending a barrage of information, a lot of stimulation to your brain, so your brain can control your body in a better way. So movement drives brain function. Your brain controls the physiology and function of your entire body. So we need to walk more. We need to exercise more. We need to stretch more. We need to be committed to those habits. Now, why is chiropractic so good? Let's take a look at this. This is looking at mechanoreceptors, those nerves that drive brain function. This is looking at mechanoreceptors, how densely populated they are throughout different parts of your body. So this is from the Journal of India, which is a medical journal in India. They looked at density of mechanoreceptors per gram of tissue. So what they literally did is they took out different grams of tissue in different parts of the body. And what they looked at is how many mechanoreceptors were in the muscle spindles and in those tissues. And I want to show you this. This is fascinating. Inferior obliques and superior obliques. Take a look at it. Inferior obliques was at 242 mechanoreceptors per little bitty gram of tissue. Superior obliques was 190 mechanoreceptors per little bitty gram of tissue. When you compare those muscles right there are right here at the base of the skull. It's called your suboccipital muscles. It's right at the base of your skull, right in this area here. Those nerves, it's most high, that area, those muscles and the tendons and the discs and the ligaments in that area, it's the most highly populated area of your entire body with mechanoreceptors. So proper motion, proper alignment of especially this area influences your brain more than any other area of your body. I'm going to show you another example. When you look at the traps is this muscle here, and it comes down towards the middle and lower part of the shoulder blade. The traps here, and also your lat, which is underneath your shoulder on the back side of your body here. The traps have, per gram of tissue, have 2.2 muscle spindles per gram, and the lats have 1.4 muscle spindles per little bitty gram of tissue. Now compare that to right next to the spine. These are other muscles that go down. The rectus capitis posterior major and the rectus capitis posterior minor are muscles that go further down the spine. They have 98 muscle spindles per gram of tissue compared to the lats out to the side of the body here, 1.4. What that tells us is that motion, which we just saw with that last quote from Kendall and Schwartz, mechanoreception or movement drives 80% of baseline function of your central nervous system, your brain and your spinal cord. 80% is driven by mechanoreception, movement from your body. And when you look at how many mechanoreceptors we have throughout our body and how densely populated, right along the spine, you have tons and tons and thousands and thousands and thousands, if not trillions, of mechanoreceptors right along the spine. That's why proper motion of your spine is essential for proper brain function. Now, in this first part, we're just talking about the neurology. I'm going to show you the research that proves a lot of this. Now, movement is essential, exercise is essential, but movement of your spine, movement of especially the upper part of your neck, all the way down to the sacrum, that's absolutely essential to driving proper neurology. Now, on the next video, I'm going to talk to us about stress and how stress can positively and negatively affect our body. Because stress is actually, short-term stress is a good, healthy thing. Long-term stress can negatively affect your health, negatively affect your brain and the function of your brain and your nervous system, negatively affect motion and alignment of your spine and of your joints. So we'll talk about that in the next one. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, let me know. But the thing that's very important to understand, movement drives brain function. Movement, especially of your spine, drives proper brain function. And that's in a normal, healthy environment. But the problem is we have so much stress in our life, physical, chemical, and emotional stress, that stop that healthy motion of our body, stop that healthy motion of our spine, that causes us to lose healthy brain function. So I'll see you in the next video. I hope you like this. I hope you're a nerd like I am and you enjoy this. But there's more good stuff to come. See you soon.